Hey, hello guys, welcome back to my 10 Days of Dahmer. We are at episode 5, so we are officially halfway through with the 10 series Dahmer craziest series that everybody is talking about. We are halfway through it and we are at episode 5. I just want to let you guys know that this is in no way, shape, or form targeted or meant to be, I'm not like intentionally disrespecting the victims or their families. I understand that this is not just a movie. These are real life situations. These are real life people. But like I said in all of my other episodes, this is strictly from the Netflix original series, and that's all we're talking about. So with no further ado, let's go to 1987 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Okay, so we go into episode 5 and we go right into Jeffrey Dahmer is working night shift at his job, right? And he's obviously, it kind of looks like he's in a break room taking like a lunch break or something, and he sees a newspaper and he picks it up and he's like mesmerized by a man that just died. And Jeffrey's like, he's beautiful, he's beautiful. That's what he says. The man just died. Jeffrey don't know this man from a can of paint. Jeffrey wasn't the one that killed this man. I don't think they ever mentioned how the man died, but it wasn't Dahmer. So anyways, we go back into where they were interrogating Jeffrey. Like now they're going back and forth more often, like I was saying in previous videos. So they go into the interrogation and Dahmer is explaining to the police like he went to the funeral, he went to the wake. The man was just that beautiful. And it was so weird. First of all, who goes to a wake or a funeral for a person they don't know? Like, that's just weird. So he goes to the wake and he goes to the funeral. So when the man is buried, Dahmer goes to the man's grave site and attempts to dig him up, but he can't because the ground is too hard. But they asked him, the interrogators asked him, why would you do that? And Jeffrey said he just was beautiful. He just wanted to feel close to the victim. He wanted to feel connected. He wanted to be in control. So yeah, he tried to dig the man up just to lay with him. Okay, so after the scene where he, digs up the body or whatever, he pulled the ultimate Dahmer. But anyways, he spirals back downhill and he starts drinking again real heavily. And he bring people to his house, drug them, kill them. Some survive, some don't. And we just go through a series of him doing that. Most of his victims he actually took to his grandmother's house because, like I said, that little hotel type thing he was kicked out of. And Jeffrey was broke, so he couldn't afford rooms all the time. So then we're going back to the interrogation room where he's being interrogated. And like I said, it's 2 officers. So the black officers, he just fed up at this point. He's like, cut the shit. You moved to a neighborhood that's mostly black, so that you could target your victims easier, get them to come to your house easier. And you knew that if you killed a black man, it's not gonna get much attention, as killing a white man. Jeff even said himself he kept doing it because it got easy. That's when he started killing black men. It got easy. Black men weren't on billboards. They weren't filed in the missing persons reports. Detectives weren't trying to. This was the 1980s. Detectives was not really trying to look for, black gay men. So, yeah, he even said himself how easy it got, and I agree with him. I totally disagree with the officers, and I totally disagree with the officers, and I totally disagree with everybody's statement saying that Jeffrey was racist. I do not think this man was racist. Now, was he sick? Hell yeah. Mentally disturbed. He was psychotic. He was evil. But he was not racist, in my opinion. I'm no professional. You can go watch the show and make your own opinions. But like he said, he targeted black men because black men, it was easier. I don't think that means that he didn't like black men. He liked every man. He wanted to sleep with him. He wanted to hold him. It's just when that man left is when Jeffrey snapped. And I think he preferred black men, if you ask me. I don't think he just targeted black men because he hated black people. He killed white people too. He killed a Chinese man, an Indian. He did not just kill black men. Once he did kill a black man and seen how easy it was, then he just kept killing black men. Do that make sense? Let me know how y'all feel. Okay, so then the detective asked Jeff what did he do, like after he got, killed the victims, the ones that he did kill. Jeff nonchalantly told them he would boil them. He would soak their body parts in acid until all the flesh fell off. He just did some sick shit. Sometimes he would make out with them. He just did the sickest shits ever. So then Jeffrey realizes, as he's saying it out loud, he realized that, okay, I'm done here. And he's like, can I just get the electric chair? They ignore him because they live in Wisconsin in the 1980s. The electric chair wasn't a thing in that state at that time. So he was sentenced to 900 years instead, which I don't understand the difference between a 900-year sentence and a life sentence. Like, he's not a fucking vampire. He's not gonna live 900 years. Why not just give him life? I don't know. So, all right, we're going back to the 1980s. At this point in the movie, Grandma is getting like super suspicious. She's tired of all the weird smells, tired of Jeffrey coming home late, coming in the house late, bringing strangers to her house. So she calls the dad, and she tells the dad about it. The dad comes, and he smells what Grandma's smelling, So they go down to the cellar. Dad knows that Jeffrey likes, roadkill, and he like to chop him up or whatever. So they go down to the cellar. The dad doesn't really find anything. All he finds, he does find some blood, like in the little drain that's on the floor. And he smells it, and it stinks really bad. So Jeffrey's like, it's a skunk. Like, it's just a skunk. I think this is the part where I really felt like his dad knew that wasn't no skunk. He knew it wasn't an animal. He knew what his son was up to. Or not necessarily. It's like he felt it, but he didn't want to believe it. So he kept like pushing it to the back of his mind. But I can't help but to think that he knew it. So then we go to this man's car broke down, and Jeffrey walks up to him, asks him if he need help. The man needs help, so they go back to Jeffrey's apartment. And Jeffrey said the creepiest shit. He was like, hey, you want to see the fruit seller? Like, he just left the club, so it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You trying to show a man that you don't even know a fruit seller? The man is like, nah, I don't know what type of time you on, but I ain't even on that type of time. So, he asked the man, do you want a coffee or whatever? The man gets the coffee. Of course, Jeffrey drugged it. Of course he did. So, he is interrupted by Grandma. Grandma come in this time, and she's stern. She put her motherfucking feet down. She wasn't weak in the knees no more. She stood up. She said, if you don't get this man to a hospital, I'm staying right here until he's better or until we can get him home. So Grandma stayed there with him and Jeffrey all night until the next morning. Jeffrey's pissed off at this point because he couldn't get his rocks off. The man is still drugged, but the next morning. So the next morning, Jeffrey, Grandma, and the man that he attempted to drug is sitting at a bus stop waiting on the bus. And Jeffrey and Grandma puts the man on the bus and tells the bus driver to take him to wherever he lives, and he can find his way after that, because the man is walking now. He's able to walk, but he's still obviously fucked up. So episode 5 ends by going into the man goes into like a cornfield. He wanders, he's drugged, he don't know what he's doing, and he just collapsed. Obviously, unintentionally, the writer and producers are letting us know that the man was found because he wakes up in a hospital. When he woke up, he found out, he remembered everything. So he goes to make a police report. This part kind of bothered me because even still, Jeffrey's getting away with this shit. Like, I don't understand how, but the police don't believe him. They don't believe the man. They go interview Jeffrey and Grandma. Still, Jeffrey walks free. So that's basically all episode 5 was about. The only opinions I would have about that episode is, the fact that I told y'all I don't think Jeffrey Dahmer was racist. I think he actually preferred black men. Because in episode 6, y'all will know why. I feel like with Tony, God bless his soul, 2 fingers and a thumb, y'all. He fell in love with Tony. I think he really did. He truly did. But we'll talk about that when we get there. That wraps up episode 5, and I will meet y'all right back here tomorrow for episodes 6 through 10.